I think there's no question that there are increasing numbers of people every week who are saying this is a genocide, or if it's not a genocide, it is a war crime, and that Israel needs to be punished and everything needs to be done to stop this genocide in Gaza. There's no question about that. And you see that um, with regard to countries like Britain, France, Canada, and now Portugal talking about recognizing a Palestinian state and even punishing Israel in certain ways. I think it's so clear at this point in time what the Israelis are up to that it's inevitable that this tide will only grow with the passage of time.
Tucker Carlson interviewed a retired lieutenant colonel by the name of Tony Aguilar.
You've spent your life in combat zones. That's why I think your testimony is so compelling, because you have a frame of reference. You've seen a lot of destruction and a lot of killing in your life for 25 years. How would you compare what you saw in Gaza to what you've seen in, say, Afghanistan or Iraq?
Nothing compares. Nothing I have seen in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Baghdad, in Mosul, Sadr City, all throughout Afghanistan, Syria, the southern Philippines, some places where there's dense populations. I have never witnessed anything as brutal, destructive, violent, and I would say that steps far over our international laws of how we persecute wars and how we engage in warfare. We've long departed from that standard, and America's a part of it.
You've been saying this for a long time. Colonel McGregor's been saying it. Scott Ritter's been saying it. Jeff Sachs has been saying it. Almost everybody on the show has been saying it. But here you have a hardened military guy telling us all over the world where he has been, where these horrible conflagrations have occurred, and he's never seen anything worse than what is happening in Gaza now. And yet, I hope I have the right number here, Chris, Netanyahu denying that there is starvation.
Israel is presented as though we are applying a campaign of starvation in Gaza. What a bold-faced lie. There is no policy of starvation in Gaza, and there is no starvation in Gaza. We've enabled the amount required by international law to come in.
Senator Bernie Sanders, a little late to this, referred to what Benjamin Netanyahu said as that of the mouth of a disgusting liar.
It's even worse than that. It's hard to find words to describe Netanyahu, and especially what he just said there. I mean, it's patently obvious that the Israelis are engaged in genocide, or if that word is too strong for you, mass murder. It's patently obvious that they're starving the population. They're creating a giant concentration camp now, and it's all aimed at pushing the Palestinians out of Gaza. It's just so obvious. And the lieutenant colonel who just talked to Tucker made this clear. And by the way, Judge, this is one of the reasons the Israelis don't want to let journalists and other observers into Gaza. They don't want those observers to see what's happening and then report back to people in the West. But some people get in, like this lieutenant colonel, and they tell you the truth. And it's consistent with everything you hear from UN workers, from aid workers, from doctors who are in there, and so forth and so on. This is a genocide. The Israelis are committing what is the greatest crime against humanity, genocide.